regards to him having a local church, absolutely. He needs community.
Yeah.
That is so important to me. Like
Mhm.
I just need because having and here's the thing, not just him having a local church, but him being invested in the church. Because I was married to someone who grew up in the church and did was not very good with his community. Like there were people who wanted to be friends with us, people who wanted to go on double dates, who really wanted to connect with us. And I think our marriage probably would have done better had we really been vulnerable and allowed those people into our lives.
Yeah.
So hey everyone, welcome back. So today we are having a special conversation. Sue, what's that conversation?
So we are going to be having a different episode about Valentine's Day. We both know. The three of us added questions in this box. Questions or situations. I don't know what they added. They don't know what I added. So we're gonna pick a paper at a time and then just talk through it. Let's see what happened. What's gonna happen? Although I need to take this lesson. So who is gonna go first? We didn't even think about how we're gonna be the order.
First.
Okay.
Alphabetical order.
Right.
Go for it, Artie.
Let's see here. Well, this is mine.
Okay, no, so let's go back. Right?
Yeah, I guess I mean yeah.
I guess it doesn't really matter. But,
Yeah.
Okay. In your opinion, what's the most underrated or never talked about break deal character in a deal breaker?
Yeah.
In a potential partner. Okay, so in your opinion, what's the most underrated or never talked about deal breaker in a potential partner? Most underrated or never talked about deal breaker.
I think hygiene.
Oh.
Because like
I'm talking about it.
I'm talking about it. Because, like I have a pet peeve when it comes to smells. So one thing is like if I smell BO or I smell must or I look at your nails and there's nothing but dirt under them, I'm questioning how often you're bathing, and that is a problem.
No, that I don't know if that's underrated because I'm a
Yeah, I thought that one was normal.
No,
people
because not everybody showers every day.
But people don't check for that. Well, I guess.
I mean, so there was a post that came out where Tommy Lee, I don't know if you heard of him. He was the drummer.
Yeah.
His wife said that he showers once a week and it doesn't bother her.
What in the world?
That's what I'm saying. So there are people out there that don't shower. It's not a big deal to them. It's a big deal to me.
Oh yeah.
It's huge.
He was
It's
good
a
to
huge.
me.
That's
You
what I'm saying.
better
So it's
shower
not
every
need to,
day.
but it's
minimum once a day.
Once a day,
Minimum. Yeah.
If you work out, you better be twice.
Please. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
How about you, Artie?
Ooh, this is a little difficult to think about, like on the fly.
I know.
Let me think. Maybe.
Thinking one more time to think about that. I can go with my answer.
Go with your answer. Let me think a little bit more.
When I added this question, my answer I was thinking of I'm trying to know how to say that. I have in my mind, but like not being able to defend, like not to being able to
like stand up for yourself.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good one.
You know, like they are so like, and which also we know that we attract who we are at a certain level. So I know that I have relationships where the men, they were so insecure in themselves that they wouldn't stand up for themselves.
Yeah.
And then I know, like, okay, no, that's not right. And then to me, I don't hear people talking a lot about that.
Yeah.
But you need to show me that you can stand up for yourself, that you are not afraid of conflict, that you can come and then you can have the conversation as an adult and stand for that word that you have said.
Yeah.
Because and then there's like family codependency. Like there's so much that can come with it, and like I'm not here for that.
There needs to be some sense of autonomy.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Like individuality of like who you are.
Yes. Yes.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. I don't feel like, I don't know if this is underrated, but like someone who like I like my space like a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'm open to like letting someone into that space, but like you have to pick up after yourself. I refuse to pick up like behind somebody. And so for me, like I've never understood, like, and I know like this is a me thing, but like it's also another person's thing. But like I just don't understand like why you wouldn't put something like if you have dirty clothes and the hamper's right there, why wouldn't you put it in the hamper and it goes on the floor? And like that's something like I struggle with, because it's like so why are you looking at
no.
Why are you looking like that?
My mind literally came to the fact that your kid's gonna humble you.
Oh no, I was literally thinking, no, my kids do this all the time.
I have a younger brother, so like it happened when I was living at home, but I was like, I just couldn't grasp
why
like the hamper's right there, the clothes are right here. All you gotta do is just pick it up and put it in there. But that's my younger brother. My man's sir, put your dirty clothes in the hamper. I'm not cleaning up after you. I'm not.
You can clean up after your kids. But
I can clean up the kids. Like that's different. But my man, like, because then like once you have the man and then you have the kids, I'm not cleaning. You are not my kid. You're supposed to help me with these kids.
So, that's right.
I think it's just like, because I see it also like as a care for yourself. And so like if you can't do that simple thing, like in what other ways are you not caring for yourself? And so I think it goes a little bit deeper for me.
Okay, good answer.
I actually put a similar question there, so if you see it, don't read it, because it's similar, very similar to this.
Okay. Next question. What situation? I don't know.
When do you think is the right and appropriate time to say I love you in a relationship?
Oh, that's a good question.
Whenever I feel it. I have no problem. If I feel like, if I'm really loving this man and I feel safe with him, I have no problem being the first person to say it whenever. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right time or wrong time to say it. Now, would it be weird to say it within weeks of dating? That's a little odd.
And that's the thing that I think when I was writing it, like that's what I was thinking.
You're crazy judging. If you're
a few weeks, that's a little odd. It's a little too soon. But yeah, I think whenever you truly feel it, and I don't think it's not something like you feel and like, oh, I love him, but like, why do you love him? What is it that, like, really do the self analysis of what it is about this person, and just know that love isn't a feeling. So are you choosing to love this person? So for me, I would be really logical about it before I say it.
That makes sense. I think I had the same thought. I feel like I have said, don't judge me in a few weeks.
we all been there.
You know, when you're like in your feelings, you just say, and then now, thank God, he gave me wisdom. And I think there's understanding of the feeling that I may feel it, but I don't think I would share as early as I did in the past because I want to think it logically. I don't want the feeling lead me, and I want to have a certain people knowing about the situation so that they can like, is this a good person? Like before be saying that, because to me this is a big statement. I'm not gonna be saying just per se. So I don't mind to be the first one saying it, but I will probably not be saying it as fast as I used in the past. I'll be thinking about more.
I think it a part of it is like when you feel it, but like you were saying, like assessing like, why do I love this person? Because I feel like I love you is thrown around so like flippantly, and it's not very, people don't use it intentionally. It's just like love you, like, and it's not, doesn't hold like the same weight. So I think like when you plan on using it with someone, making sure that you truly mean it and understanding what love is, because we can't just be throwing around like this big L word and you're not ready to actually choose love, because love is more than just a feeling. It's a choice and it's a action word. It's a verb. Mm-hmm. So really considering like, okay, am I willing to love this person through thick and thin, like through all of those different things. And I think you can feel it early on, but you're having to assess it like, okay, like if this thinking, like even asking yourself the hard questions, like if this person got into a car accident today and I had to be their caregiver, am I going to choose love in that?
Oh my Lord. So that's gonna take me. Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking like, that's true.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Like that's what you're choosing through sickness and health. Yes. And so are you ready for that with this person?
And also, do you trust that they'll be able to love you and take care of you?
Yeah. But I have a follow-up question.
What's up?
Okay. If they say to you, I love you in weeks, how would you answer? But you see that the man...
What? I think about the Bachelor, the first.
Oh yeah,
he was like, he would always say thank you for that. Yeah, and it used to drive me bonkers. I'm like, why are you saying that when they're crying to you and saying you that they love you?
Dating 30 women.
Yeah, but he's just crazy. Like, thank you for that.
Thank you for that.
But I always wonder, like, what do you say?
What do you say? I remember this one of the episodes of Friends. I love Friends, y'all. I know, but I love Friends. And then the lady said to Ross, I love you. And then he said, it was the opposite. He said, I love you. And the lady was like, I love to spend time with you.
Oh. So what would you say?
I think I would be pretty like straight up. It's like, wow, like I appreciate you sharing that with me, but I'm not ready to say that yet.
I don't know.
Because if it's just a few weeks. Because like some people do know like within a few weeks, but
that's what I'm saying. If you like think about a man who like really checks all of like the boxes and you have been talking with your community, they know about this already. Like you're not sharing with everyone, but like people that you trust know about him, and you see your future, like you see things happening, and then he comes and drops this bomb on you. I don't think I would say.
I don't think I would say it.
I don't think I would say
what I said.
What you said. I would probably say I love you too.
Yeah, I would say that. I would. It would be real awkward though.
Because what if you don't feel it? No, but if I feel it,
I've already decided.
If I feel it, but in myself, I'm still not ready to say it yet because I wanted to assess it longer.
Yeah.
But if they come to me and say I love you, I'm gonna say I love you back. I didn't assess everything, but I'm gonna say I love you back. I just I
thought we were talking about if we don't feel it.
I was just like, you're so sweet.
But if I don't feel it, I would probably not be in that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's so sweet. Like, just play it off. Kind of like, and then continue talking.
I think you'll know already.
In a couple weeks?
That you want to continue to talk to the person or
not? Yeah, but no.
But like, love is a strong thing. Like, you don't even know me well enough to say you love me.
You know what? I think I would be I think I would be like, okay, so let's define what's a few weeks. Are we talking 2 weeks?
So how about this? Let's say you meet somebody January 1st, right?
Okay.
February 1st, he says, I love you. You don't think that's strange?
No. I'm so lovable.
Talk about tooting your own horn. Wow. But you would love him, but you would say, I love you back?
If I have the feeling.
But if you don't have the feeling?
No, if I don't have the feeling, I probably would not even be talking with this man as much in January for him to be able to say he loves me.
But let's say he still does it.
Then I would not say anything.
That's what I'm saying. So
but I think it would not be a surprise for him because my signs throughout the month would be very clear that I'm not into that. Yeah. And he probably is biting himself and thinking that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when I wouldn't.
And that's when I would say, oh, you're so sweet.
You're like, he's so sweet. Okay, I love you as my brother in Christ.
There you go.
You're my brother in Christ.
My brother in Christ. Of course, I love you.
Oh, I love you with the love of the Lord.
Yeah.
No, but because I think like I love you is a big statement, and I'm not trying to be out here I loving you it up with a whole bunch of people. So if like we're saying this, like we mean it. So I think for me, if I don't feel it, I don't.
Definitely. If I don't feel it, I'm not gonna be sugarcoating it.
If I feel it, I probably would say it. Like,
but I think for me, it's just so clear that when I don't feel it, you're not gonna even be confused.
Mm-hmm.
doing like the process because I'm very clear. I'm gonna like cut off very like as soon as I'm like that's not happening, I'm cutting that off very quick.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't think that could happen because people be saying I love you for no reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would say like I love you, my brother in Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next one, y'all. Oh, I'm
your
one,
turn,
right?
Yeah.
What are ways you have celebrated Valentine's Day without having a significant other?
Ooh. I don't celebrate it. I buy my kids candy and gift cards, and that's it. I don't. It's not even a holiday I really celebrate.
Yeah,
I acknowledge it for my kids.
Yeah, same. I don't celebrate. I don't have anything like literally like
to celebrate.
Yeah, I think like so growing up, my mom like would always get us like little Valentine's Day baskets and like have the candy, and then my grandma always calls and says like the Valentine wants you to be my Valentine. So that's so sweet. Like even like in my grown adult age, like she still does it, and I expect it. Yeah. And so it's something that like I appreciate in the sense of just like celebrating love. I think when I got older, it felt like a little bit harder because it's like, oh, like I don't have like a significant other to celebrate this with. And so like, that's where like, the Galentine's kind of stuff started happening where you go out with your friends and enjoy that time. So I think for me, like I like to celebrate love, but I just celebrate it differently, like with friends without like a significant other.
I do feel like I wanted to be more intentional with like celebrating with friends. We tried to do something for Valentine's Day last year. We did. We found something, but it was during the weekend. I was like, oh, it's not gonna happen. Okay. But it's kind of like something like I don't count as a holiday.
Yeah, it really.
Yeah. What's next?
If you meet someone, this is mine again. Does it matter?
Yeah. At this point, yeah. Just
if you meet someone or start talking to someone at the beginning of February, do you have an expectation to do or receive something on Valentine's Day?
No, not at all. They gonna get a happy Valentine's Day message, but I'm not buying them anything. Does that mean?
Your preference.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. I think it depends on how the communication starts. I mean, I don't have no one in my life that I could say if it's somebody that I know for a really long time and we just started talking in the romantic way. I don't think that's gonna happen. Right. But like if I was in that situation, probably I would give something. Yeah. But it still depends because if the conversation like from beginning of February, it's really intense and like I would probably I don't know like do something, but not like I would not be extra or anything, but like maybe just I think I would. Depends. I don't know
because it's interesting because it's like have you even gotten that far in the conversation to like discuss like if you even celebrate and like you know like so I think
there are people that don't celebrate Valentine's.
I mean some people don't.
There are people still, not everybody celebrates Valentine's.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And so I think it's just like a matter of like, do you celebrate? And then I mean, I would say happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, definitely.
And like, maybe do like a little card or something. But nothing like.
I'm just sending a text.
Trish is like
with a gift for a GIF,
not a gift with a T.
Yeah, no,
a gift without a T.
That's right. That's it.
Well, depends. Who knows? Let's see this year what's up. Your turn, Trish. I remember my older question.
What's your opinion about settling with someone who has different
level
of relationship with God compared to you? Does he need to have a local church?
Okay. Right. Repeat.
Okay. What's your opinion about settling with someone who has a different level of relationship with God compared to you? Does he need to have a local church? So I don't know. I mean, I would love to marry someone who is on my level spiritually or at least close to it. Um, I would have a problem being in a relationship with someone who doesn't know like the basics of our faith. Mm-hmm. Like to me, I just don't understand what you're doing, and not to be judging.
No, but I understand.
But like I need to like iron sharpens iron. Like I need to have these conversations. I need to be able to talk about things in the scripture and like pick his brain and get his thoughts on things. Like I want to have those conversations. Like God is my life. Mm-hmm. And I love our conversations that like it would be disappointing that I can't have those conversations with my own husband.
Yeah.
In regards to him having a local church, absolutely. He needs community.
Yeah.
That is so important to me. Like I just need, because having, and here's the thing, not just him having a local church, but him being invested in the church. Because I was married to someone who grew up in the church and was not very good with his community. Like there were people who wanted to be friends with us, people who wanted to go on double dates, who really wanted to connect with us. And I think our marriage probably would have done better had we really been vulnerable and allowed those people into our lives.
Yeah.
So it's not just about being in the church, but it's like who is in your community, who can hold you accountable.
Yeah.
I definitely agree. And I agree, like also with the sense, I don't know if it has to be like the same level, but there should be like the same passion.
Yeah.
And because like we may not be like in the same place, because I grew up in the church, and so I know I have some like deep rooted seeds that are there, but someone else may not have had that same experience. But there should be a same level of passion, because like once I even like identified my own relationship with Jesus, there was a passion and a fire ignited. And like if your fire is not ignited like my fire, then like there's a little
that's a good thing.
issue in that sense. And so I think that is the biggest part, is like I should see your passion for Jesus like in the way that you're living, in the way that you interact with others. Yes. And then when it comes to the local church, I definitely believe that someone should have a local church, or like local church is very important. But I also believe like if you have like, some people do house church or home church, but like having a sense of community of accountable brothers like in your circle that like hold you accountable. Because I don't know what I like how I make it through the dating world without you guys, because it's like I gotta talk to my sisters about this. And so if you don't have that same type of energy, like you gotta go talk to your brothers and get like prayer and discernment. Like all of that is so important in the whole process.
Yes, and I think like to me the local church is meaning literally like a community like body. Home church, like having because I believe I believe like that the person needs to be able to have accountability and to be able to be under a leadership.
Yeah, agreed.
You need to show me that you are able to be under a leadership and operate under that leadership. So to be teachable, be open. So that to me is like a great view for sure, because that shows like the person is ready to to lead if they're under leadership. And then help me to like, okay, let's talk up like leaders. Talk to me about this person. Because I don't want to go blindly in a relationship who like I believe in all that you say to me. I need to see it. I need to have people that no, he responds to me, like, you know what I'm saying. I need to have this type of conversations. And I agree with you guys, it's less about having the same level spiritually, because like you mentioned, I grew up in church. I have like been in my word in for so long at this point that maybe people don't have the same opportunity time, or maybe there's somebody out there who has even more time than me, and then it's deeper than I am in my relationship with God. So it's less about how deeper you are, but the passion, that wanting to know who Jesus is, and like wanting to be more and more like him.
Right.
So I think that's really good. Who is next? Oh, is that me?
Yep.
That's how many questions did we add?
It was two.
I think it was three because I have my next question.
It was three.
Okay.
It was three.
So, what's your biggest relationship regret?
So I have been in a lot of relationships, but one that I was in, you don't even call it that. I don't feel like I was as like upfront about my boundaries, or like as like firm in talking about them. It was kind of just like okay, well, this is what I'm doing, but I didn't assess like where are you at with that? Like, are you fully okay with that? Like, how are you going to show up in this? Because the flesh is weak, and so it's like I I have my boundaries, but you got to have yours too. Yeah. And so I think not having a clear understanding of that, and just even being on the same page about like faith, because especially like in today's world, like I can say I'm a Christian and someone else can say they're a Christian, but it doesn't mean the same thing.
That is true.
And so I feel like I regret like not assessing that like earlier in the stage, like when we were talking. You know, we talked about values, but we didn't talk about like what our faith like really meant to each of us. Yeah. And I remember like getting, I think maybe like 2 months in, and like like having the conversation and recognizing like, oh, like we actually like don't believe the same things. Yeah. Like you say you're a Christian, but like you believe something like a little like very different, and it's kind of like more into like the new age kind of stuff that like comes up. And so I was like, oh, like this isn't gonna work because like we are on different pages. And so I think from that I learned that I needed to be very like more proactive like in the conversations before even like leaving the talking stage or the getting the know stage.
Yeah, I like that.
For me, it was focusing too much on if the guy liked me versus how I felt about him. I felt like I would always, and I had an anxious attachment style. Yeah. So like I was willing to do whatever was necessary to make that man like me. And it was just I was very thirsty in the relationships. And I just felt myself chasing after the guy, but somehow I would always attract avoided men. So while I'm anxious trying to get them to like me, they were like, get away from me. Fleeing. They were fleeing. And it was just such an unhealthy dynamic that like, had I just taken the time to just be like, okay, how do I feel around this man? Do I feel safe? Do I feel secure? Do I feel like I can be my authentic self? Like, can I just be vulnerable? And if I honestly took that time to really assess that, none of the men that I entertained, I would have given any type of, I wouldn't even say hello. Okay. So it was just, I was so, my perspective of how to build a relationship was just so, it was tainted because of my childhood experience. Yeah. So now I'm just like, and I'm teaching my daughters, like, you focus on how he makes you feel, not you, trying to get a boy to like you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for me, I have many regrets, but I think the biggest one is just losing my voice. I feel like I have been in relationships where, let's give like a very basic example, where I knew of how to do something, but then the man came to me super excited. Oh my gosh, look what I know what to do. Like what I did. Like, really? Did you know to like surprise? Like I didn't know that fact in the past. I have made myself dumb so then the man could be
dim the light.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and I have lost my voice in relationships. And because of insecurity as well, but I feel that's one of my biggest regrets. And I feel if I had stand firm with my voice the way I'm in a friendship, I would be in a relationship. I think things would not be lasting as long as it lasts. I feel like I would find like the limit faster. So yeah, that's one of my biggest regrets. Okay. Your turn already. We have, I think, 2 more, right?
Yeah.
Is it a repeat?
Yeah.
I knew it was
your
very
deal breaker one.
Yeah, it was very similar to
the next one.
Let's see. Can your significant other have friends or be best friends with someone of the opposite sex? We talked about this one.
Okay.
So I think for me that it's possible. However, there has to be very clear boundaries. And like I think it's in the sense of because like if I have a significant other who has a girlfriend, like not a friend that's a girl, a friend that's a girl.
It's even hard to say.
It is. But who has a friend that's a girl that they've been friends before I even came into the picture, I'm not expecting them to just like not be friends. However, I don't think their friendship can continue in the same way like once like I come into the picture, because now I'm your best friend.
Yes, exactly.
That's right. So right. I think that dynamic changes, but I don't think it like eliminates them from being friends. Mm-hmm. And I think now like we're all friends now. Like it's like there's not like all of like I don't think there's like a whole bunch of like side conversations in that sense. I think it's like more so like if they're not hanging out on their own, like in that sense, like it should be group settings. Because I think it's also, despite the sense of like, I would trust my husband, it's more of like any one of us can fall and any of us can like lead into temptation. And even if that's someone you view like as a family member, the enemy is tactful in all that he does. He's very strategic, and it doesn't like you can't just have I think that type of dynamic with someone, even if you consider them like a sister or a brother. I think, and even on my side, like I wouldn't continue like a dynamic with like a guy that's a friend in that way, because I want to respect my marriage. And so that's my best friend. We best friends. Yeah. Locked in twin.
Yeah. I've thought about that, and once upon a time I was like, absolutely not, because I think of Blair Underwood, who ended up marrying a woman that he has been friends with. They said like at least 20 years, and he divorced his wife of like 20 something, let's say 30 years, and married a friend that he'd been friends with all that time. So for me, I was like, oh, really? So, but I do agree. Like, I don't want to be the person to break up a friendship, but I also need boundaries. And I've been friends with males who had relationships and had girlfriends, but were still flirty with me in their relationship, and bought me gifts and did things that was just kind of like, and I'm like, but you're in a whole relationship, but like he was my homie. So I feel like there has to be a boundary. Like you can't have those solo hangouts. And honestly, sometimes I wonder if like maybe there's no personal like one-on-one text, it's group text. I'm part of that conversation thread, so you're mindful of what you're saying, because it really doesn't take much for an inappropriate meme or inappropriate, but like it really can go in that way. And I just don't think that it's impossible to be in friendship with someone without some type of emotional connection happening, regardless of the gender. So I'm okay with him having friends, but there has to be clear boundaries. And I just it has to be.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
Well, yeah, because I think like one of the things like I think about, like I grew up around like boy cousins, and like I had like a bunch of like friends who were like brothers to me, and like as an adult, like I miss like having that, because just like having someone to like look out for you too, like in that sense. And I think I have some of those still. We're not like in the same state, but like I know that like that's my brother, and like they're going to look out for me in different ways. But the dynamic of our friendship looks very different because most of them are married. And so it's not like texting every day. Like we're not doing like all of that. But I know that like I can call them, like if I need a place to stay, I'm hitting up the wife. Like I'm not gonna be like inappropriate in those types of way, because and if it ever like got to that place, if it ever did, like it's like, okay, we can't be friends like at all. But I feel confident like in all of the friendships, because like I do feel like the Lord put us all into each other's life for some reason. And like respecting that. So I think in that case it's like I really think the boundaries have to be very clear and intentional.
Yeah, I think to me, I agree with you guys. I think it's too hard to manage the texting messages, because it's just too hard. And I think if I were to overthink on that as well, I think it would be too hard for me to like try to make it work. But I agree of having boundaries, and I don't feel really comfortable on like my man having saying that his best friend is so and so, like another woman. Like, no, we are supposed to be best friends. So I feel like I would feel a little bit off on that sense. But I would have to understand that relationship dynamic. Like, where is this, like, how did you guys meet, like, is this person married, like, do they have a relationship on their own, like, what do they like, what do they do, what do they believe, where do they go, like, what is the whole thing?
And I got something to add.
You can
there I don't think you can be friends with someone you've had some type of relationship
Oh
with.
no, absolutely.
You know, like if there's been any type of like physical interaction,
or if they actually liked you,
right? Like I don't think,
because I feel like there is not even like not you not trusting the person, but it's also the fact that you were protecting your marriage, right? You were protecting your relationship. So if you really honor this relationship, you're gonna do whatever it takes for you to protect this relationship. You don't want any confusion to come in between us. So if you don't want a confusion between us, why would you be entertaining a friendship? And I really love, I think Yvette and Clint, she always says that he was very extreme, but when they met, that he knew that he wanted to marry her. He cut it off all his friendships, all females' friendship. He cut it off, and she always said that was super extreme. Like, but he literally intentionally cut it off all of them and make it very like for Yvette to see. It's intentional. What I'm doing here is intentional. Right. And I love the idea. I don't know if you have to be as dramatic as it was. Like I don't know like how it needs to be. And I'm not that person to so the thing is I will not be the one telling you that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch you, and then if I see that this is one of the things that you are not willing to do, to me is a break deal. Like you are not focusing in this relationship and you don't want to do anything to protect this relationship, so I'm out of this relationship. You can continue with your friendship. So I feel like there's, because I'm not gonna be the one you have to stop that friendship. I'm gonna tell you what I feel about it, and if you don't do anything about that, then it's a deal breaker.
And I definitely think if someone's holding on to like a friendship that much,
then I'm like,
then
okay,
it
what's
is
going
kind
on?
of like, okay, that's telling me something that like you hold this friendship at a higher regard than like our relationship. If you're holding on to it so strongly, it's like what's there. So I do think that's a good way of like kind of like assessing, because I don't think it's fair to say like you can't do this or you can't do that, but I can tell you like how I feel about a situation, and you can decide like how you're going to move forward. Then I can decide how.
I'm not responsible for your decisions, but I'm responsible for my decisions. And if you decided to continue that friendship and the dynamic that is hurting our relationship, and I decided to stay, that's on me. Was my decision to stay. But then I can really literally get my own things and like move myself out of that place, because I know I can't do it. It's just, well, I'm gonna have drama to myself.
Right.
Like, why? Right. We have one left. Who's that? Is it me?
Yeah. Well, I think it's you, but if it's your question, you should ask.
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been stood up before?
Stood up. No. I haven't been stood up. I've been ghosted. I don't know if that's what like. Like I probably should have said that.
Oh, stood up or ghosted.
Stood up or ghosted. Yeah, no.
Define stood up.
So I'll give example. I met a guy on a dating app. And we picked out the restaurant. I met him. I was supposed to meet him in Philly, but I never showed.
That is horrible.
That was horrible.
That happened to you? Oh, I thought you were saying as an example.
No, that really happened.
That happened.
And I've been ghosted, so
yeah. I've been ghosted. I've never been stood up in that type of way where like
that would be horrible.
Because my thing is like,
you're so beautiful.
Yeah, you're so beautiful. Like, forget that guy.
Yeah, he's lost.
He's lost your game. Like, whatever. But if someone's not like clear on like the plans, and it sounds like he was clear on the plans, but I don't even allow it to get to the point of me being stood up, because if you're not confirming the date and the time and the plans, even like day of, like I'm not getting ready and going out, because like this is showing me like you're not really trying to go on this date. But if he did all that up to the point, like, and just did you ever hear from him after that?
No, I unmatched us. I went back on a dating app.
Wow.
Have you guys ever stood up someone?
No,
Never stood up.
I've never done
I
that.
one time ghosted someone, but I felt so bad, and like months later, like messaged them and like apologized. Really? No, I really did.
Oh, that's so sweet. You were so sweet.
I felt so bad. It was like,
oh no, I have ghosted many people.
I don't think I've ghosted anyone. I've always been clear, like when I'm not feeling it, I let them know I'm not feeling it. But I've been ghosted so many times.
Sometimes men continue to chat, to text
well,
you.
I wouldn't consider that ghosting.
No,
because if I said like clearly where I'm at, and you know I've ended it with like I wish you the best. Yeah, like there's nothing left to say. Yeah. And so if they continue to
yes, on them. That makes sense. Them. Yeah, I have, but ghost like when somebody texts you and you never respond,
like, and you don't give any like clear understanding.
I feel like I think I have stood up people. I never. That's horrible, and I felt so bad for you. Like that's not a nice thing to do. Yeah. Not a nice thing to do. I've never been stood up, but I have been ghosted, and I have ghosted. But in my younger self, like in college, like when let's do something, yeah, let's do it, and never show up. I think that happened too. I have done that before.
With like people or for a date?
For a date, like let's go to this place or like eat something. But like was kind of like a friend, but like you're like intentionally trying to date the person. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. But then never
showed up.
Yeah.
They can text you and be like, hey, where you at?
Yeah.
So you're hysterical.
But I was too young.
Yeah.
Too young, too dumb.
Young and dumb.
Yeah.
We've all had our young and dumb moments.
Yes. But thank God I was never stood up. I feel sorry for that was horrible. Because that's horrible to get to a place and the person not show up.
I know. And like you know
it's God freeing you from something.
Right. Yeah, and there's like that awkward moment, like even like with friends, like you know, you get to a restaurant before everybody, and then like you're just sitting at this table by yourself, and it's like you know,
were you sitting on the table waiting?
So I was sitting in front of the restaurant, and I was texting like, "Hey, I'm here," and he just never.
Oh, so you didn't even go in?
I didn't go in.
Okay, good.
No,
good.
Thank God.
No, because I think there was this one time like I got there at on time, but all my friends were late, and I was sitting at like a table of 10, and like everybody showed up like 30 minutes plus late, and I said no, like I was ready to go. I was like, let's not do this again. But I feel like there's that like awkward, like, oh man, it's one thing if you like go to a restaurant by yourself, like that's cool, but when you're like looking around waiting, it just feels like oh,
and then the waitress come around like are you ready? Are you waiting for something?
Like, do you want something to drink? And then it's just
too awkward. But I also have been dates that I have in my mind like what I'm doing here.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Like wanting to like I should not even have come. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure.
So
for sure.
That part too.
Yeah.
I think that was it, y'all. Yeah. All the questions answered.
All right, guys. So, what are you guys looking forward to this week, Sue?
I'm looking forward for a. I don't know what I'm looking for. Trish, what are you looking for this week?
I'm just looking forward to being productive. At work, and hopefully just having a clear vision of what my next step will
look like. Yeah, I like that. Very solid. I still don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm looking for to be surprised.
That's right.
That's nice. How about you, Artie?
I'm looking forward to. I'm going to a Holby concert. I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun. I'm just going to hang out with my girls and jam to Holby and praise the Lord.
Love that.
Yes. All right, y'all. Well, you know our saying: know the whole truth and tell it in love. Bye. Bye. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Hey, guys.